Hi everyone.
Hi.
I'm Laura.
I'm Cecilia.
And this is the Yarn Mews.
It is.
Episode number 7.
How
did that happen?
Magic.
Time.
That too.
Yeah.
Same thing, really.
Right. Well, anyway, hi. So today's a big day at the store.
Yes.
It's the beginning of our semi-annual clearance sale. Happens twice a year.
And hence the semi-annual.
Yeah. Okay, it could be, I always get this confused, biennial or biannual. One is twice a year and one is every other year, and I can never remember which one. I always have to look it up. I used to be a big gardener before I owned the store, and I always got a little confused with that.
I was never a big gardener.
Yeah.
So I have no idea. I can't help you.
Well, anyway, semi-annual.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This episode probably will be short.
Probably.
We've said that before,
yeah.
And it's ended up being 40 plus minutes anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Apparently we don't know how to shut up.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Cha-da. All right, show us what you're working on,
All right.
Cecilia.
So I've been plugging away at my mystery shawl here, and this is how far I am.
It's pretty.
It is pretty. I am behind because today Clue 3 comes out, and I've only gotten this far in Clue 2, and I still have to do a whole nother one of these after I get done. I'm almost done with this little bit. But I will tell you guys, because I already told Laura.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, if you didn't volunteer it, I was going to say, you got to tell us about the mysteries.
I have discovered, because I've only ever done one other mystery knit along, and it was so long ago, and I was so in over my head, I just didn't even get through Clue 1, I don't think. It was just like, I can't do this.
Which one was that?
Oh, it was this big lace wing. I mean, it was lace.
Yeah.
And
it was a lot of lace.
It was a lot of lace, and it was, I had probably only been knitting 3 years. I was in over my head.
Yeah.
I fully admit it. But, so I started this, and I'm doing this little chart, right? And the thing, it's mosaic, and the thing with mosaic is when I look at the chart, I can't see it like other charts.
Like a cable chart.
Yeah,
or
because you're
color work.
pulling up and it doesn't look the same.
Right.
And so I'm plugging away, and I'm like, this doesn't look right. This doesn't
and by the way,
like
we love charts.
Yes, yeah. I'm a total chart person. So
yeah, Cecilia actually teaches our chart class when we have it. So.
Yes. So, so I'm going on, and I'm like, I don't know, this doesn't look right. Isn't this supposed to look like something? And I'm like, I don't know. And then so I finally had to break down and look at the clue, and then it made me feel
at the spoiler
thing.
Spoiler thread on Ravelry.
On Ravelry, yeah. So I'm on Ravelry. It's like, oh yeah, no, I'm fine. It looks good. But then it made me feel slightly bad because it's like the first one's like, here it is, and it was like the day after the clue came out. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah,
lady?
some people are really fast.
You know, almost like that bites. I'm terrible.
Maybe she doesn't have a full-time job.
Could be.
And she can just sit around and knit all day.
Maybe. Or maybe she's just a better human being than me.
Or maybe she's just a super fast knitter. She
could be that too.
Yeah.
So, or maybe she doesn't have to knit for a store.
What?
Doesn't everybody have to knit for a store?
Really? So
that's my other thing I need to show. That's cool. Because I promised myself I would get this done before I did anything else, but instead I allowed someone to convince me I should do this.
You mean get the shawl done?
Yeah.
The mystery shawl. I thought you were talking about this project.
No.
I'm like, you just took that home 2 days ago.
No. So I wasn't going to take on anything else, but then someone, you know, threatened me with life and limb.
Wait. No, this is not true. We had an appointment with a rep on Monday, and we decided at the table, all of us at the table, that we should have a new sample in Rowan Kids Silk Haze. And Cecilia volunteered. I did not do any arm twisting.
I was worried she'd fire me if I didn't say, do this.
I wasn't thinking that you were going to take it that day, but no, you wanted it that day.
I kind of
did.
Yeah, I love Kittens Needle Arts. It's one of my all-time favorite yarns. And what I'm doing, this is a pattern that has been on my to-do list for a long time.
It's been on mine for a long time as well.
I mean,
there's actually a crocheted version of that too that I was gonna do.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do that. But I could see that. It is called Citron. It's a free pattern from Knitty. And so this is what I have so far.
In case you don't know, Knitty's an e-zine. Just an online magazine. They have great patterns. It comes out 4 times a year?
I think so. I don't know. They always have weird things like late winter. It's like, I don't know what that means, because then then they'll have spring. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but it's been around for a long time, and you can go back and look at all the patterns, and they're all free, and
And they also are okay with stores printing them up if people buy the yarn, so we love them because then we can do that for you. In a lot of places we can't. Yeah. Copyright reasons. So yeah, I went and cast it on, and yeah, I like it. So I got this, and then I got a lot of stuff that I'm not getting anything done. And then I volunteered on Saturday. I realized on Saturday I volunteered to do the other thing for the shop.
What other thing?
The August perk.
Oh yeah.
So I probably need to get that too.
What is that?
It's that shawl thing. The shawl thing.
Oh, the Bohemia. Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. So we'll have to pick yarn for that. But let's wait till next week. I just can't.
Yeah, I know. We got sale starting today. Yeah. It's a big darn deal.
Big day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
there's always lots of preparation for it because we have to change all the prices, and that comes down to this crew right here.
Yeah. These 2 people.
Yeah. Hi. This is it. So
it just takes a while. It's just it's fine, and we always feel a little bit of stress at the beginning, but then it's fine.
Yeah, once it gets going, it's okay. It's just the whole, was making the decisions and the getting all the prices changed, and
we can't change the prices the day before. So right now it's 8:12 on Friday morning.
Yes.
And I don't even know when I'm going to be able to get this video posted because I have to do some editing to the video, because I know you guys like those little labels underneath that say what we're talking about and that type of thing. And that takes time. So, but the first thing this morning after this is filmed is we got to start changing those prices, and then we got to set everything up in the store, and then we got to change more prices.
Started at home.
I wanted to get here early so I could do some, but I didn't.
I signed on at home at 5 this morning.
Oh my God, 5! Prices. Who wakes up at 5?
I was up at 4.
Oh my God!
I had breakfast first, and then I started changing prices.
Oh my God, the frogs last night outside our window.
You got peepers?
Were so freaking loud. It almost made me laugh. They were so loud. And, I know these frogs are like this big, right?
Yeah.
How do they make so much noise? Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
So, yeah, it took a while to go to sleep. So, but I woke up before 6, which never happens for me.
That's really, really for you.
That's crazy. Anyway.
Yeah, well, you show what you're working on.
All right, so this is the FF backwards sweater that I've been working on for a while, and I've done the back. This is the back. The blue is the back, and then you go over the shoulders with these stripes, and now I'm doing short row sections down the front to get to the the rest of the front. So it's a little confusing, but I really like. This is our house brand yarn. It's Abstract. 3K Yarns Abstract, and I really like it. It's
beautiful.
And it knits up really well, and yeah. So I'm desperately trying to get this. I'm sorry, my eyes are watering again today. Trying to get it done before the Strength and Drink Knit Along starts on June 23rd.
It's coming up fast.
So I don't know if I'm going to get it done. I was about this far and then decided I didn't like the short rows and how they were working. So I ripped it all out a couple of nights ago.
Now?
I do like them better.
Good.
the pattern calls for German short rows, which I've done before, but for some reason they were leaving a lot of gaps and holes, and I don't know why, but I think it's a little bit better. I don't know. It'll be fine. You know, at this point, I'm not ripping it out again.
You sure?
So, no.
No, you're not sure?
No,
you're not going to rip it out?
I'm not ripping it out again. So there. Yeah.
Fair.
And that's all I'm really working on right now. I thought this morning, oh, I shouldn't take that in. It's short rows. I'm going to get mixed up. But, you know, I forgot to click my clicker when I finished that last row. This is my handy dandy row counter that I use. I know some people use hash marks or whatever, but I like this. But I didn't have anything else I wanted to knit on. You know, I could have knit on that sock that I've knit on a couple of other times. But I think I'm probably close to needing to do the heel on that. So that would not be a good thing to do here either because, again, short rows. Yeah. And at least this, I've got a lot of knitting in between the wraps and turns. So
carrying on.
Yeah. We should. What should we say about the sale? Anything else? I mean,
we got stuff on sale. Come buy it. So
yeah, I mean,
we don't have to.
So we've got some yarns at 75% off. Mm-hmm. We've got maybe 3 or 4 yarns at 50% off, and then a bunch of yarns at 25% off. And just because everybody asks us when we have our clearance sale, does this mean you're getting rid of your yarn? No, we're just making room for new yarn. You know, we are expanding, so I'm looking at lots of new yarns. We have yarns that have been currently in the store that have been discontinued by the manufacturer. Yes. We also have yarns that, for whatever reason, just aren't selling well for us, so it's time for them to go so I can bring in something fabulous that you guys will love.
Yeah.
So that's why we have our clearance sale. And next week I go to market.
Yay,
so
market!
I get to look at all the new stuff.
Yes, new and exciting things.
We've been having some yarn reps come in the store over the last couple of weeks. We've got another one next week.
Yep.
And then I head to market. Well, I fly out on Wednesday, but I have to go to Long Island for a board meeting. I've been on this board for 20 years, I think, and happens to be that the meeting often is right before market. So I have to fly to that meeting, then do the meeting, and Thursday night I fly to Cleveland where market is, and I'm there through Monday morning. So
I'm here,
hoping,
just working.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see some nice stuff.
I hope so too.
Yeah, I don't get to take any classes this time because of my meeting, but I'm hoping, and I'll get together with some other yarn store owners that I'm friends with and have dinner and stuff like that. It'll be nice.
Yeah, so, sounds like a really good time.
Yeah.
I'll be in the back room typing and occasionally coming out here and talking to people.
Yeah.
And then going back and typing.
Can you tell Cecilia really wants to go?
I really want to go to
Cecilia's gone a couple of times with me, and she'll go again.
The cities were still there when I left.
Yeah.
My favorite was that last one I went to when they had the haunted house convention next to us.
Yeah, so this time we're in a different city. We've been in Columbus. The national organization is called the National Needle Arts Association, TNNA for short. Used to be the management company used to be in Columbus, so the convention was in Columbus a lot.
Yeah.
And I actually really liked the Columbus Convention Center. They had, there was a little indoor farmer's market kind of place nearby, so you could go and get lunch. Mm-hmm. Jenny's Ice Cream was, there were a couple of places nearby. They had, you know, a standalone store and then something in this farmer's market. So, you know, Jenny's Ice Cream was
the street, basically get ice cream, bratwurst, whatever your heart desired.
It was just a really nice location, and now the manager...
And you could go topless if it was really hot, because that was legal.
Yeah, I don't think any of the yarn store owners did that, although I don't know for sure.
Don't know for sure, but that time, the one time we were there, it was so hot. when I found out, I'm like, well, maybe. But then we just went inside where it was air conditioned, so it was okay.
Yeah, but one year we had the haunted house convention, and so right next to ours.
That was the best.
Yeah, so there were these pictures of people knitting right next to people who were in full Halloween makeup.
Yeah.
You know, the horror house makeup.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
You know, the best was that I tweeted out because I was standing in line for they have a big thing on Friday night where it's, you know, everyone gets together, but it's you have to wait to get in. And so I'm standing in this huge big line, and I had to, you know, tweet out, this is what I'm doing instead of this. And so I showed the big line I'm in, and then the other thing was they were having a zombie walk or whatever. And I'm like, I could be just walking like a zombie instead of standing in this big line.
Do you have to, when you walk like a zombie, do you have to do this? And
they usually do. They usually do. They're all dressed up, and they, you know, I suppose
and they make those moany sounds, yeah.
Depending on what kind of zombie you are, I suppose, because there's different types.
Yeah. We've also had the convention next door that was like the gun convention or something like that. That one wasn't as much fun.
No.
We also had I think it was like the Trombone Players of America or something. I don't know. That was weird too. But this year it's in Cleveland. I don't know what it's going to be like. I don't know what the convention center is like.
I don't know. Hope it's nice.
It'll be fun. It'll be interesting. Yeah. But, and then there's also a market in January every year, and they segue to a couple of things. First, for our drawing this week, we're asking you to give me ideas of things you might like me to look at market or look for at market.
It could be a specific yarn that you like, or it could just be something like, hey, I'd really like some hand-dyed Aaron Waite Shetland.
Yeah.
You know, that would be an option.
Yes. Although I will say, although there are some hand dyers there, it's not an inexpensive show.
No.
And so there won't be a ton of hand dyers there.
Although I think sometimes they might give a deal to people who are local.
Yeah, maybe.
That last time I was there, there were several little dyers from like the Cincinnati, Cleveland area.
I just need to make sure I go to those little booths because, you know, when you're a small company like that, you start with a little booth and it's often not amongst all the big booths, names.
No.
So,
no.
So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
The other thing, so anyway, if you have some ideas for me, put them in the comments section on our YouTube channel, and I will definitely look at those while I'm there and see what I can do for you.
Yeah, and you might, if you have time, post some pictures on Facebook.
Oh yeah, I always post pictures on Facebook. I won't be there for the fashion show, unfortunately, so I can't post any pictures from the fashion show, but I'll take pictures on the show floor of garments that I like, yarns that I'm thinking about, you know, people who are dressed in crazy clothes, you know, whatever. I'll just post things. Instagram probably, and then push it onto Facebook. Yeah. So if you want to follow us on Instagram or Facebook, I'll put the information in a little bar under there for you.
Yeah, look down here.
Well, and also in the information section at the underneath the video on YouTube, because that's where you can actually get a link and click on it. So even though I can put it in the information bar on the video itself, you wouldn't be able to click on it. So, the other thing is, I don't know if you've heard, but we just heard that Classic Elite is going out of business. The owner is retiring and closing the business.
It's very sad.
It is sad. I mean, Classic Elite, since before we bought the store, has been a big player in the yarn business, and it's just unfortunate. I am envisioning a big empty space at the show because I know that they had
they always had
they had booked a booth already, so just imagine 4 empty spots altogether. That's sad.
Yeah,
I sent the owner a little email saying, I'm sad to see you go, but have have a happy retirement.
Yeah.
I hope you get lots of knitting done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but it's a sad thing.
It is.
You know, the yarn business is a funny deal.
It's just different now.
Yeah.
It's so different from when we started the store.
Yeah. Well, there have been so many changes, just technology-wise.
Well, Ravelry.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing.
That's, lots of pattern, like e-zines, like Knitty, we talked about before, or Twist Collective. Lots of hand dyers.
No, I think the internet has made that really easy. I mean, think about 20 years ago. I mean, I wasn't knitting 20 years ago, but you would not have easily been able to get yarn from Germany unless you had someone going over there. You know, kind of thing. I mean, or someone was distributing
you wouldn't even know about the yarn from Germany.
No.
And now we know about,
yeah,
you know, things that Martina Bim's working on.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, she gets down the street from her home.
Yes, just,
so.
Yeah, so it's an interesting thing. And do you think it's okay for me to talk about some of the different, because we're going to have you guys put stuff in below. I just want to make a little thing. There are yarns that we just cannot get. And it's not that we don't want them or that, you know, we wouldn't love carrying them. It's because every company has their own business model. And some of them, it's, we have 10 stores in the United States, that's it.
Yeah, that's the Brooklyn tweed model.
Yeah, and there are a few of them.
Yeah.
And then some of them, it's a distance. It might be 50 miles or 100 miles or whatever.
That's the Quince & Company model.
Yes. And I will say this, it's funny because here in the Twin Cities, we have a divide of a river, which I'm not from the Twin Cities area originally.
Me either.
And so it confuses me a lot because it's like, you know, I'm from the country where you had to drive, you know, 15, 20 miles to get any decent groceries. So, you know, it was like you had to go places. It wasn't, a river wasn't going to stop you unless it was flooded. Actually flooded, then you'd find a different way around it. So you just go further. Right. So I don't totally get the, oh no, I never go to St. Paul, or oh no, I never go to Minneapolis. It's, you know, I can't drive all that way. It's like, it's 10 miles from where you are.
This is what I think the issue is. I think the issue is when you have something close to your house, then you go to that place. So I grew up in Houston, Texas. Very big, very spread out city. I didn't spend much time in parts of the city that were far away from my house because I had everything nearby. Yeah. And we have a lot of yarn stores in the Twin Cities. I'm pretty sure we're still the highest per capita in the country. So,
I'm sure we are.
You know, if you live up in Brooklyn Center, it seems like a really far way to come here because we're on the opposite side of town from you.
But the thing is that if you live in rural Georgia, it's, you know, you're driving 50 miles. It's to get yarn. It's what you do. Right. And so when these yarn companies have that policy, they don't take into account that there are places where that doesn't apply because no matter who you are, this person's not going to necessarily drive to that store. Right. And so it's an interesting thing.
There's a company that we have here in the store. We're the only one in Minnesota that has it, Round Mountain, because she only wants to be in one store in every state. Mm-hmm. Now, she's changed that just recently, but that was her original policy. She's changed it recently so that she'll take two, but she won't let them be close to each other in the same state. Yeah. So,
but it's just a thing. So sometimes, if you ask for something and we like never get it, it's not because we think your suggestion's bad. It's because we actually can't get it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and here's the other thing. I don't want to carry the same thing that the closest stores to our store carry, because then I'm competing directly with them, and I want to have unique things that make you want to come here rather than, someplace else. So I'm always looking for things that nobody else
carries.
Well, I wouldn't say nobody else in the whole Twin Cities. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to, there are certain stores that are far enough away that I'm like, yeah, that's not going to be a problem.
Yeah.
I'll carry that too. But you know what? Just give us your suggestions and we'll do what we can.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, but I just wanted to let people know that, sure, we'd love to have Brooklyn Tweed, but that's not
We'd love
happen.
to have Quince and Company.
Yeah.
Can't have it.
Yeah. It just isn't possible. And so,
there are a lot of hand dyers that, because they're small, they're at their limit
of
too.
dying. Yeah. And we don't want to overpressure them because then nobody gets anything.
Right.
You know, it gets to be just a bad situation overall. And
so anyway, there's lots of behind the scenes stuff that you guys don't know about running a yarn store, and
it's a business. It's
hold on, I gotta look and see what I have to do.
Oh,
okay, got it.
All right. So should we talk about this?
Why don't you talk about that while I'm doing this thingy?
So I'm gonna have to read the little cheaty thing here because I don't always remember stuff. This is our
but wait, you're my memory. You're supposed to remember.
It's full, dude.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm your memory, I'm my memory,
she needs
the
an
store's
upgrade.
memory.
She needs an
and,
upgrade.
Charles's memory, and so now it's getting really full, and the stuff that's in there.
Can't you just purge some of the stuff?
Okay, you know what? I would love to purge all the lyrics to the Love Boat theme, or all the people who were in the Love Boat, who I can rattle off the top of my head. I would love that to go away, but it doesn't. It just stays in there. You know, I can't remember people who I see on a regular basis, but when Charles mentioned
external hard drive, external memory,
I do.
You need a flash drive. Just
just plug it in. I would be okay with that, honestly. At this point, I would just like to be able to have it all in there. So anyway, this is the June perk. It is called Pineland, and it is a lovely little vest. I don't know if we're calling it that.
Yeah, I think it's a vest.
Well, some people get mad when I call things vests.
If they have sleeves, then they're not vests. That doesn't have a sleeve.
I don't know. You're just weird about crap. Okay? And it's by Elizabeth Smith. You know what? In the UK, they wouldn't call it a vest either. So
what would they call it there?
They would call it a waistcoat.
There you go.
So, and
in French, I think they call it a gilet.
Yes,
except I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right.
Probably not, but yeah.
Gilet,
probably. I don't know. I took no romantic languages, and in high school I took German because that was the only option, not because I wanted to. But
were you from a German area? I mean, were a lot of the
it's just the
people there German descendants?
No, they were Norwegian descendants. Yeah. The town celebrated Settendemai when I was growing up, which is Norwegian Independence Day from Sweden. Okay, 17th of May.
Wait a minute. Norwegian Independence Day from Sweden?
Yes, Sweden ruled over Norway.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And
yeah.
Overthrew the oak of burdens from.
Okay, I gotcha.
From Sweden.
Okay, I gotcha. It just the way you said it, I was like,
yeah.
What? Whose Independence Day is it? Okay.
It's Norway's.
Okay, I gotcha.
And so that.
Yeah.
Norwegians.
Yeah.
Norwegian Lutherans. That's who they were. No, it was that the woman who taught English at the school knew German.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
It's a small town.
Yeah.
When my older sister was there, there was someone who taught French too, but they had left by the time I came along. So it was German, and then in college I took Russian. So no romantic languages.
Yeah.
When people say stuff like in Spanish, I mean the only Spanish I ever learned was from Sesame Street. So.
Uno, dos, tres.
No, I can say abierto, and cerrado, which is open and close, and agua. So, you know, I had a business trip to Mexico where they all spoke English, but then the guy I was traveling with, the quality guy, he was like, I need to use the bathroom. And they're like, what? And I'm like,
El baño.
Yeah, and I'm like, baño. And they're like, oh, yeah. Like so excited that I remembered the word for bathroom.
That's cute. That's really cute. We actually have a young Mexican man staying at our house right now. He arrived last night. I haven't even seen him yet. He's a friend of Kit's.
Yeah.
My son Kit is a camp counselor at Camp Mishawaka in Grand Rapids every summer, and this young man's a camp counselor up there too, so.
Nice. Yeah. So.
I will not be practicing my Spanish with him.
No.
Because I get really tongue-tied when I try to talk to somebody who's a native speaker.
Yeah, so I don't
That's why I'm not any good at languages.
I am very abysmal at it too, mainly because.
And of course, my daughter speaks like 4 or 5 or something.
She just got all that, and now no one else has.
Well,
any. Thanks, Emily, for hogging all the language.
She's not fearful of it. I think that's the thing. If you're not afraid to speak it, if you're not afraid that you will make mistakes or you sound stupid, which is what I think of myself. I'm going to make mistakes and I sound.
I'm not afraid if I sound stupid. I sound stupid all the time.
Well, I don't, okay?
Well, you think you don't.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, go ahead. Finish talking about Pineland. Little segue there.
All right. So anyway, we made it out of this lovely Lenova from GGH. It looks like yarn. It is cotton and wool. It's cotton and linen, sorry. It is 74% cotton and 26% linen. So it has a really nice drape. I think it's gorgeous. I
like it too.
Really impressed how nice it came out. I think it is really holding the lacy bits well.
Yep.
Which, is something. Anyway, this is a worsted weight, and we used a size 8 needle, and this yarn.
Or whatever needle you need
whatever
to get
needs
gauge.
To get gauge. And when you are doing... Like you're switching out yarn, let's say you don't want to use this for whatever reason, you want to use something different. Go by what the label on the yarn ball says, not...
The needle size.
Yeah, the needle size, not what the pattern says, because the pattern is for that yarn on that, whatever that is.
Okay, here's the deal. You need to use whatever needle size you need in order to get the gauge that the pattern calls for. But if you're starting,
this one says...
Recommend starting with whatever needle size they use.
Yeah, and this is European, so it's in...
What European millimeters is it?
It's 3.5 to 4.5, so is that 5 to a 7?
Yeah.
And so...
Because 5.0 is an 8.
Yeah. That's funny, because I remember 4 millimeter being a 6. So
funny,
it's like we just remember a different one.
Yeah.
But if what you need is, that's for 5 stitches, which is weird that they have. So
that is weird.
That they just have 5 stitches and then a range of needle sizes. Normally they would have maybe 20 to 22, and then you would, go from there.
Yeah.
But it's...
Every label's a little bit different. I mean, there's some kind of standards, but I don't think they're...
I don't think everybody uses them, which would be exciting if they did. But anyway, if it's a different yarn that you want to get 5 stitches to the inch, and that yarn says to use 8, start with the 8, because if that's what you're... Because that yarn is different. So...
yeah, anywho, you just need to get the gauge.
Do your gauge swatch.
Yeah, you need to get the gauge that's in the pattern to make sure that your finished garment is going to fit. And it should be the blocked gauge.
Blocked gauge, everybody.
That means knit your swatch, make it bigger than you think you should, not 4 inches.
No.
Make it at least 6.
8.
8 would be even better. Then measure it. Then wash it the way you would wash your finished garment. Block it, which for me generally, if it's got lace in it, I would pin it out.
Mm-hmm.
If it didn't have lace in it, I'd probably just pat it with my hand and let it dry on the counter or wherever. And then measure it again, because you'll see what the difference is, what happens when it...
If it grows or not.
Like superwash wools will often grow.
They will always grow.
Yeah, so...
They will get longer.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, it's... And then you're going to want to use that blocked gauge and make sure that block gauge is what the garment
is based off.
Because I guarantee you, this is how designers figure out their gauge.
Yes.
They finish the item, and then they measure it. They don't measure it while they're working on it. Nope. They finish the item, and I'm telling you this because this is how I do it, and I'm sure everybody else does it the same way. Well, I'm sure there's some oddball out there who doesn't, but most people finish the garment, and then they're going to take out their tape measure and measure it. So
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, it's, you know, your gauge is your control panel, which I totally stole that from a teacher I had.
Yeah.
But it's the best analogy, that you wouldn't get in your car to take a trip down to, you know, Faribault. I use Faribault because you can go there and get cheese, which is delicious. And and the woolen mills is there, so you can get a blanket and cheese, so you're set for life. But you go down there, if you got in your car and you had no instrument gauge, you wouldn't know how fast you were going, you wouldn't know how much gas you had, how far you were going to get. You need all that stuff, and that's exactly what your gauge swatch tells you.
Yeah.
How much, you know, how far are you going to get with this yarn, how, you know, what's going to happen to it.
Yep.
You know,
Gauge swatches are your friend.
They are, and it's just knitting.
It is.
And that's what we like to do.
Yeah. All right, you know, I think we're spending more time than I expected. Couple of things. Our winner for this little kit from last podcast is Evil Limp 000 or something like that. I don't know.
You didn't write it down?
No, I have it in the back. Oh my God. Anyway, she'll know who she is. Who else is going to be called Evil Limp?
I don't know. Obviously other people, because she says numbers behind there.
Well, whatever. Anyway, I will post it on the, underneath the comments on YouTube as well from last time, and to let her know. But we wanted to talk a little bit about
her comment.
Yeah. So the question last time was, what kind of things do you want to see in our expansion? She said, unrealistic expectation, but could we have like a rooftop conservatory where we can just sit and knit and
have a cafe?
Yeah, and have a cafe.
You know what, Evil Limp? You get the people up above out of there and
rent
turn
the space
into a conservatory cafe, and we'll hook a ladder right up to it. We'll get like a little round staircase or something.
That would be so much fun.
It
to
would
have a
be
little
awesome.
Spiral staircase.
Yeah,
I have one of those little iron spiral staircases in my house. It's the weirdest thing.
Why do you have that in your house?
I don't know. It was there when we bought the house. It's to go from the bedroom area down to the basement. My kids loved it as kids. And whoever owned the place before wallpapered it in this really weird wallpaper. So my kids thought it was the clown stairs. There are no clowns on the wallpaper, but it just looks like, a clown might
live there.
So I don't think it's been used in years because all of the people in my family are tall. And it's hard.
It's an iron spiral staircase.
Yeah, it's hard for those of us who are tall to use it very easily. When the kids were little, it was great. They loved it. So,
well, there you go. Yeah. We will do that just for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. The only other thing is I wanted to tell everybody.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, we can do that too in a minute. That we got new Ovella wool dryer balls. These are great. I have 6 of them in my dryer at home. You can do, for a while I had 3, but then some of them disappeared with my kids. So I bought more and then they brought them back home. So now I have 6. But they help your clothes dry faster. You don't need to use the dryer sheets. No chemical smell in these. You can put a little essential oil in here like lavender or something if you want your clothes to have a nice smell. Reduces static. They're fabulous. And we've got them singles, packs of 3 or packs of 6. I had a single here, but it must have rolled away someplace. It was so cute. It had polka dots on it.
Yeah, it was cute. I verify it's cute.
Yeah. And then finally, we talked about the contest. This is what we're giving away this time.
We're giving away 2 skeins of yarn. Look at them. They're gorgeous. This one is the Paku Splash from Mirasol. Is that right?
Yep.
And it is 100% alpaca. It's a DK weight. And this is the Creative DK, which is alpaca, cotton, and modal. It's beautiful yarn. I have knit with this. It's also a DK.
Which, by the way, I believe is one of our sale yarns.
Is it?
I think. I don't know. I probably shouldn't say that because I can't remember. Anywho.
I don't know. It's a gorgeous
Both of these
yarn.
are from Janine Cosell.
Yes.
Who not only is the rep for Euro Yarns, but she's also the co-author of Swedish Hand Knits and Norwegian Hand Knits. She was here last night teaching a class for us. I'm sure it went great, although I haven't heard a report yet.
She's
but
awesome.
She gave those to us to give away. So thanks, Janine.
Thanks, Janine. You're the best. Yeah. So anyway, you're going to get these beautiful DK weight yarns.
Oh, here's the polka dotted ball. And here's another one. I know. You know, I make Cecilia laugh. She complains about this job all the time. But you know what? Where else would she work where she could get laughter so much?
This is true. This is
so
true.
So much.
So I think that's it.
I think that's it. I gotta just finish my row here. Hold on. I gotta do a couple just little tiny stitches. Yeah, this is gonna take forever, and then I'm gonna have to cut this out of the video. All right.
Anyway, be seeing you.
That's it. Thanks a lot, you guys.
Bye.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks.